and I rise to support the report that has been presented by the Justice and Legal Affairs Committee. Mr. Speaker, it is important that it goes on record that the committee was not there to judge the 4 commissioners. In fact, we should be here thanking some patriotic Kenyans who presented petitions to this House. And according to our constitution, Mr. Speaker, we are mandated to look into and resolve any matter of interest in this country, Mr. Speaker. And this is a matter of great interest, Mr. Speaker. Why so? Because what happened in Bomas, Mr. Speaker, can only be defined as sacrilege. These are people who are actually candidates for a charge of treason, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, what was intended to happen at Bomas was tallying of votes. However, some 4 individuals took it upon themselves to appropriate to themselves powers that they did not have. They wanted the results unpacked, and they wanted to vote on a vote. After millions of Kenyans had gone to the ballot and voted, 4 Kenyans wanted to vote on the vote that Kenyans had voted on. Mr. Speaker, the report coming from the committee is damning. We wish it would have been the final stage, because what we're about to go into is an expense that a country like ours does not need to go into. These are people who, if they were honorable enough, would have just decided to quit the positions immediately after the announcement of the elections. So, Mr. Speaker, without taking much more time, I want to add my voice to those who are here saying that we should support the report of the committee, and the president should set up a tribunal pronto and this decision made so that we can move on as a country. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
The Honorable Member for Ainapkoi.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I rise to support. I don't know why.
If you are all like KJ and the Deputy Speaker, many people will speak.
Thank you. Thank you. I will be very brief, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I would like to congratulate the Chairman of Justice and Legal Affairs. As you know, I'm the former chair. I'm the Chairman Emeritus. He has done a wonderful job.
Yes.
He has done a job that is without comparison, and I want to thank and appreciate them. Mr. Speaker, you know, I get very surprised.
Yes. Okay.
These commissioners were appointed pursuant to Article 250 of the Constitution. They sit in office pursuant to Article 250 of the Constitution. Article 251 of the Constitution is invoked by Kenyans as required by the Constitution, Mr. Speaker. Article 3 of the Constitution, because they said lawyers, we are also going to be lawyers here, Mr. Speaker. Article 3 of the Constitution provides that every Kenyan must defend and uphold this Constitution. Mr. Speaker, I get very surprised when they are invited to come. They are given fair administrative action as required by Article 47 of the Constitution, Mr. Speaker, in which it says, I'd like to read for them for free. Maybe they have been paying lawyers to come and do some wrong things. The Article 247, it says, every person has the right to a fair administrative action that is expeditious, efficient, lawful, reasonable, and procedurally fair. Mr. Speaker, what the committee did was to complete this thing in a very expeditious manner as provided by the Constitution. I was very surprised when somebody said here, why is there expedition? Why is the work being expedited? Why is the work being expedited when the Constitution in Article 47, they should read? They just need to acquaint themselves with the provisions of the Constitution, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, as already been said, Mr. Speaker, this committee did not, it went even to a great length of making an attempt to entertain evidence from those people. In fact, you just needed, as the Deputy Speaker said, to consider those petitions on just a prima facie, just on the face of it. And I must thank you. You went into the depth. You did the work of the tribunal. I think the tribunal will have very little work to do, Mr. Speaker. They have already been guided, and they will just complete their work in the most expeditious way. And with those remarks, Mr. Speaker, I support.
Woman member for Kiambu.